Here's genius wholesaling advice from the country's top 10 wholesaling minds. Let's get into number one.
The first problem with due diligence first, contract second, is it's extremely time consuming. Think about all of the time it takes to meet at the property, run comps, and the most time consuming of all is calculating repairs. Proper due diligence on a property takes about 6 hours on average. That's a lot of time. And what if you do all of that due diligence just to make the offer and the seller rejects it? The second problem with performing due diligence first, then getting the contract, is you'll lose deals to your competition. In most cases, speed is the name of the game. Oftentimes, the first one to make an offer gets the contract and wins the deal. There's a saying in wholesale real estate: time kills all deals. Now, if you get a lead and you meet a seller and you leave without a contract for whatever reason, and another experienced wholesaler comes in after you, guess what? While you're doing your due diligence, he's locking up the deal. So what's a better way to get deals? The alternative is to get the contract first and then perform any necessary due diligence. My number one rule when it comes to acquisitions or acquiring deals is this: spend the least amount of time possible until you have a written contract. That means you should get the contract with the seller as soon as possible and as quickly as possible. Then once you have a written contract with the seller, now he's committed to the deal and can't sell it to anyone else, and you can spend the necessary time to verify and validate your offer price.
People just underestimate how much time it takes to find a good deal, right? Like, we'll have people who join our coaching and they'll be like, hey, I haven't got a deal yet and it's been a month. And we're like, well, when you're first getting started, it takes time. Like, you're not gonna, you might find a deal the first month, but odds are you're gonna build your foundation and the fundamentals. Like, it's gonna take time. And then once your foundation is built, then you start rolling. But what they underestimate is the amount of deals you got to look through in order to get a deal, right?
Yeah.
So we'll always ask them, we're like, okay, you haven't got a deal yet. How many offers did you make? And they're like, oh, well, I haven't made any offers this week. It's like, well, how are you going to get a deal?
Yeah. What do you expect?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. That's good.
What the concept is reinvesting 25% back into marketing. I meet a lot of people that are making $50,000, $75,000, $100,000, $250,000 a year, and they don't know their numbers. And they're really not running a business. They're just kind of winging it, and their income is inconsistent. It goes up and down, and one month they do great, the next month they're starving. And then they, sometimes months they have profit. They have one bank account where all the money goes in, and they're hoping they have money at the end of the month because they're spending all the money on marketing and things they're doing. That's not how you want to run the business. You want to run the business where you know exactly what you're marketing. You have budgets for how much you're spending on the marketing, how much you can expect in return in amount of contracts you get. So the secret is reinvesting 25% back into marketing, spread it out over a 4-week period. And then if you get another deal, you overlap that marketing, so increases your marketing budget, you get more leads coming in, and then you're able to grow rapidly to where the more you spend, the more you make. It's like, the best thing I can explain is it's like a box, right? It's like if you have a box, you put $1 in, you get $10 out. That's what you want to get. Put $1 in, get $10 out. That's a box that you want to put $1 billion in so you can get 10 billion out. That's exactly what business is. And if you don't know that metric, then it's not a business, it's a guessing game. We're just guessing, hoping that we make money at the end of the month.
This is what I say to small business guys. When the economy starts to crunch in, people panic. And I said, at that point, you better step up your promotion. And you spend on promotion. And the guys that stop spending on promotion were not a business, but we can't afford to. I said, you also cannot not afford to. But they don't promote. So Rich Dad, we stepped up promotion huge. And our sales are through the roof. I was on Neil Cavuto 4 times in the last 4 weeks. And those are people that are cutting back because the customer's cutting back. That's suicide at that. When you cut your throat at that point,
People, Jerry, I talk about this too, is that people don't understand what commitment is. Listen, when you marry someone, commitment, which means you understand there's going to be good time and bad time. Mm-hmm. So it's not like you're going to have good time. Not every day is going to be rainbows and stars. Yeah. And all of a sudden, boom, you get a rainy day and then you divorce. Dude, that's not commitment. So you got to understand, when you committed to a journey, a business, whatever it is that you try, when you commit, dude, you already understand But there's going to be good days and bad days, but regardless, you're going to commit until you get there.
Like this, something you dislike about somebody is like you. The thing you dislike about them is because they're like you. Isn't that strange?
Yeah.
Right? So you want to know how to have a good partnership. Don't become a partner with yourself. Don't go become partners with your best friend. That's dumb. Go find somebody on the opposite end of the spectrum of who you are that has skills and qualities that are nothing like yours, and then go build a partnership with that person.
Right? Because growing a business is fairly black and white.
Yeah.
Like it's pretty easy. Like, no, I'm not gonna. No, it's not pretty easy.
Right.
It's pretty documented that what you should do to go from A to Z.
Yeah.
The variable that nobody has been able to figure out. I've read so many books. I've taken in so many, talked to so many other people that are experts at this. Is the human aspect. You grow from 2 employees to 5 to 10 to 15, and now you're managing 15 personalities. You have the burden of making sure everything works because now you have 15 families that are depending on you. I remember there was times that I had to make sure payroll ran, and I ain't getting no money.
Yeah.
It's so don't leave room for dialogue. If you've made if you've had to go home and think about an employee more than twice, it's and they're not performing, because what happened? Here's the thing I struggled with early on. Having employees, I seen the potential in them before they even realized it.
Right.
And it made me hold on to something that wasn't there.
Dang.
And I was just like, no, I see it in the guy. He's gonna get better. I see it in this woman. She's gonna get better. They don't get better.
They don't get better.
They don't see it for themselves. And then next thing you know, they're past the 90-day window.
Yeah.
Now you're trying to like, look, come on, we got. And then they just drag on. Then they start dragging other people down.
Who's your personal board of advisors? If you are a business, that old Jay-Z quote, right? I'm not a businessman, I'm a businessman. You're a business. You are a business. So who's your personal board of advisors? And listen, with your personal board of advisors, you can see there's personal and social, working career, family, spiritual, financial, mind, intellect, and physical health. Who's your board of advisors here? This doesn't have to be somebody that literally you meet with at a table all the time. I have indirect board of advisors in every single one of these things that I'm pumped about. People that really go after it, people that are really inspiring, people that are really doing amazing things. The people that I listen to, the podcasts, the motivational stories that I listen to, the things that come in. Of course, there's real people on that board for sure, but it doesn't have to be, face to face. But who's on there? You become the people that you squat up with. You become the people that you surround yourself with. Are you surrounding yourself with really successful, healthy people that have great marriages and great lives, right? That's your personal board of advisors. You get to build that. That's all customized. It could be anybody. As long as there's somebody that you can either have a conversation with or get some sort of content from, that's your personal board of advisors. So who are you listening to? Is it just you sitting out there by yourself making quick decisions based on your experience? Your experience is dog shit. It doesn't matter. It doesn't. Because you want to be something else. What is the lifestyle that you want? If you're staying into it and you're staying selfish with it and this is the only experience that I've ever had, then you can't branch out for growth.
I think the biggest thing people can do, no matter the age, no matter the stage of business, is be crazy clear on who you want to become. Like, yeah, it's important to write down the business goals, all that kind of stuff. But what we oftentimes forget is who do I want to become as a person? And I heard this quote, 5, 6, 7 years ago, and it stuck with me ever since. It's something to the effect of, my version of hell is on my last day of life, I meet the person that I could have become but didn't, right? And so when you think of that, you go, man, I want you guys to think of who is that person? What traits do they have? How do they show up in life? What would that average day be like 20 years from now, 10 years from now, 5 years from now of that person you want to become? And this is what you do with it. Every single time you're about to do something that is a hard thing, it could be stepping into doing that golden hour, it could be working out, it could be doing whatever, it could be, I have a choice to drink the water or the soda pop or the water or the beer, whatever it is. Ask yourself, what would the person I want to become do? Like, what decision would the person I want to become make right now? They would lace up their darn shoes and they'd get out there and run. They wouldn't hit the snooze button. Be clear in your vision of yourself. What traits, what patterns, who do you want to become? And ask yourself every time you have those choices, what would the person I want to become do? And you're going to end up marching down that path faster than you can ever believe.
The internet is crazy, man. It's bullshit and it's so fake. And everybody makes money from it. The companies make money. The creators make money. You can distract yourself from your misery on your phone. Everybody wins, but it's not really true, because you don't win, because there's so much depression out there, especially people who are trying to make it, who are just getting started or trying to figure their shit out. There's a deep-seated insecurity, of pain, of not feeling good enough. Like, all these other people are killing it. They're killing it with their relationships. Everybody's so perfect. Everyone's making millions. They all know the secrets. Their work ethic is insanely high. And I'm just like a fat piece of shit, or I'm lazy, or I'm stupid, or I'm not motivated enough, or I'm not this, I'm not that, I'm not. And you are no different than the rest of us. I am telling you now, there is nothing special about me. I just keep trying. You just don't quit, and you accept who you are, and you learn more about yourself, and you don't fight against yourself, and you just use what you got. Use the skills that you have, and just keep learning. Drop the ego, and just try to absorb as much as you possibly can. Ask for help. People love helping you. So thank you again for your time, and I'll see you on the internet.